I guess I have to remind people, otherwise, this is what happens. Only the true dedicated show for our planning workshop, which is the most critical piece to success. Those who should be here aren't, as we often find when we do these things. But those who are on, we're going to actually get you some one-to-one time, which should help with, let me see if I can share the screen. Actually workshopping this. Oh, just a quick footnote. I just dropped this in the group chat, kind of the how to, the why behind protein. So if you get a chance, scroll through that really quick. It's got some helpful tips and the why. Frankly, if you're eating less than 50 grams of protein, your brain's not even functioning properly, right? So we need to wrap our heads around the importance of this from a health perspective, not just weight loss. Cool. All right, so this is our plan. Since it sets up perfectly with the last 90 days of the year, wanted to go through this and hopefully get a few victims/volunteers to map it out so that I don't have to go through it myself. Anyone? Oh, we got Beth on, Diane's here. Good stuff. Sorry, I forgot to send the email out today, so I know a few people will be missing and out. That's okay. We'll work with the group we got. Martha, you want to start us off?
I can. I did mine last time we did it. I kind of voluntold
Yeah.
Al and he could do it.
Yeah, let's
Because
do that.
I did send you mine because the last time we did this, I sent you mine.
Yeah.
So I thought
Sure.
you might want to do it.
Yeah, let's go through it with Al first, and then we'll see if anyone steps up beyond that. So what do you think, Al? 90 days from now, obviously we like to cut off the last week or two of the year. So say December 23rd-ish. What would be the
Well,
ideal outcome by then?
my biggest goal is that I'm ready for a surgery on my knee, right? So
Yeah.
my weight loss and my ability to rehab, right, have been the biggest goals for me, right? So I'm down about, I guess, 25-ish pounds, right? The goal is to be a good almost 40 pounds by the time it's ready, right? And then ready for the surgery.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess weight would be a big thing, and my strength in my legs, especially my quads.
Okay. Okay, good. So put a couple things in there. So what, roughly 15 pounds? When is the
15
actual
more to go.
surgery?
It won't be until actually I'm phoning now. I'm hoping that I can get it in February.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
You never know, right?
Yeah.
Timelines. Okay, and then lower body strength. So we'll have to tie that to some sort of measurement. What would
Yeah.
be
So
an
pardon me.
exercise to, sorry, go
The
ahead.
biggest thing that I do is the walking, right?
Mhm.
We're up to 7K now a day that we're trying to push for, right? I mean, a great goal would
Yeah.
be to get to 10K, and it sounds funny, but even if it hurts to move the knee, it hurts way
Mhm.
more when I don't move the knee, right? So I got to
Yep.
keep that, and then I got to be prepared for once surgery's over, that I don't get a locked knee, right? Which is
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that's counterintuitive, but very true. Blood flow movement helps. Even if you got a little pain, it's better than sedentary
Yeah.
pain. Okay, I like that. So 15 pounds, lower body strength. So the walks will be our kind of our standard. Okay. How about the process goals? So that really is just those 5 habits we talk about, boiling it down to like the 3 biggest levers. What do you think
Yeah.
are,
So for me, and we've talked about it, is that right now I travel so much, right?
yeah.
So I really had to concentrate on, like sometimes as soon as I get off the plane, I get somewhere and I get my walk in, so I know I can get that in. And
Mhm.
especially after a plane, I find that flying um, really does hurt my knee for whatever reason it is, whether it's altitude
Yeah.
or just being stationary for that time period. And so I
Yeah.
try and get that in. The 3 workouts are pretty good. Got a
Yeah.
process on how I do that, and then
Okay.
staying with water and in the cap.
Okay. So we'll put that continued. So cap and we'll put moving on as a separate one. Step count, even while traveling, having a system for that. There's some good tips from Sean where he picks a restaurant a mile from the hotel and the
Yeah,
walk there and
yeah,
back.
yeah,
That's
yeah. Like that, mine are different in the sense of what I did, but So
yeah.
what I found is that if I pre-plan everything, so this is where I'll land at this time. This is what I'll get my first thing in, and then I pre-plan my food quite a bit. So I'm in the back and forth because to
Yeah.
get the balance. I try maybe sometimes even at breakfast to pre-plan the whole day of what I'm going to eat, and then I kind of look to see if I've got my gold bars or if I'm
Nice.
going to have to pick something
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. The more you can look ahead, it's harder on the road, certainly, but it
Yeah.
forces you to kind of pick and choose from the menu or whatever. The better off you'll be. So I like
Yeah.
that. Okay. So step count, we plan everything in advance, including when you'll walk, when you're eating. Perfect. And walks. Okay. Awesome. And we'll give a little bit of a wiggle room by saying 6 out of 7 days. Okay. All right. So these are just the Monday reports to me. But what would be like the big lever to pull, like within the first 24 hours to kind of execute this plan, get it moving in the right direction?
I'm getting better with my cat. I'm trying to think. To be honest, it's that extra workout. So Martha's diligent. Martha's like 7 a.m. up, and we have one. Well, I'm sure everybody has one gym, but we have one set of everything. So I give her a half-hour head start, and then I come down, and then I get that look. You better do, you better do your work. And so, if on those off days, like I'll get on the rower and that kind of stuff. But I have to be better at that because sometimes I'll deviate and go. We both work from home, so I'll deviate to my office. And if I do that and I sit down and start answering emails, that might put me down a
Yeah, you're
rabbit hole
screwed.
that keeps me out of there, right? And then my meeting starts. So it's like getting that out of the way first thing in the morning. So I'm getting better at it, I think.
Eat the frog, they say, first thing.
Yeah.
So even if the days you don't have a strength workout, like if you get in the habit of doing it every day, or
Yeah.
if even
Well,
if
yeah. So we do
yeah,
do the one that's whatever the blue one is, whatever you call that, right?
yeah,
That
strength.
dot on there. And then on the off days, so that's only Tuesday and Thursday, and then Saturday, Sunday, right? Is to get
Yeah.
the other ones in. I mean, the walk is the walk. The walk is a guarantee. I've quickly learned that if I don't walk, I'm in trouble, right? So
Yeah, for sure. Right. That makes sense. So there's extra motivation for that.
and then I said to Martha, I'd look like that person in the as I got kind of delayed in an airport the other day, and I was that person that was over in the corner doing my yoga stretches.
Nice.
So I was I figured nobody knew me in Calgary at the time, so I just off to the corner I went. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, it's better than just sitting there like the masses. I like it. No shame in that game. I'm all for it. Awesome. Okay, I like that. So first thing, get in the habit of killing that workout before the day gets the best of you. 72 hours. So that generally we like tie that to like, is it meal prep? Is it scheduling your workout something in advance that will ensure that the plan gets moving? What would be
yeah,
the
so I'm getting better now, especially again with the travel, right? So like on this one's just in and out, right? So but my trouble with that is sleep. So I'll be
right?
that like this last weekend, not to harp on it, I probably had 9 hours, 10 hours sleep over a 2.5 day period, right? So just
Yeah.
by the time you get up, fly, do whatever you're doing, and late night, right? My job ends me up sometimes till 2 o'clock in the morning working in Toronto, then back
Mhm.
and up the next day right away, and then back in until midnight, and then back home, right? Taking an early flight. So I just run into a couple of those days. So sleep kind of screws me up, right? And I get tired.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like having a catch-up day when you get back, like accounting for
Yeah, because I can't make magical hours, right? Like I know during
yeah.
that time period, I can't make extra hours in a day, and
Mhm.
a lot of the days accounted for. So I don't waste it by getting home and just staying up. I get to sleep as soon as I can, but I have to kind of make it up, right? Half hour a day, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Reason.
used to that. Like I
Mhm.
spent 33 years as a police officer, so I was used to
Yeah.
working long hours and stuff like that in shift. But now I'm older and I don't want to do that, but I get forced into it.
No, it's harder and harder for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's real evidence that your circadian rhythms are designed for a same sleep schedule, and it's impossible for you to follow that with.
Yeah.
Well, they have games in BC, right? So you're up
Yeah,
in.
yeah. So that game is in BC, and I'm in Toronto doing it right
Yeah,
on yeah,
huge
that
difference.
keeps me up until 1:30 in the morning, and then I gotta get home.
Yeah, the sleep travel would be the big obstacle. So
Yeah, almost over.
yeah,
November 18th is coming.
that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, it's not year round. No, that's good. Okay, awesome. So we'll just put cap 6 and 7. We should have a good plan here. Strength. Workouts, every week, and the steps. Okay, nice. Like it. Okay, I'll download this for you. Thanks for participating, Al. Pretty good. I'll send this over to you once I can download. There we go. Awesome. Anyone else want to volunteer? Workshop? Or we could just talk shop and actions and Jamie?
Well,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Beth.
Who wants to go?
go for it.
All right. Let's rock, Jamie.
Uh, mine's pretty similar to Al's. What's really funny is like I'm always freaking out. I'm just way too anxious, so that's gonna stop. I looked at my last 90-day one, and I didn't I didn't actually do anything. I just stayed the same for like
Yeah.
6-8 months. So I'm really happy to not be on that trend anymore. But I
Yes.
had some things back there that I wanted to put in this one. But the 90-day is, I want to be down 15 pounds.
Okay.
December 23rd. And my sort of 3 things that wrap up in that are sleep.
Okay. So that's a little
And-
over 1.5 pounds per week, or 1.25.
Okay.
I think there's more than 11 weeks though before Christmas. Okay. So roughly, yeah, 12 weeks. So yeah, over 1 pound a week. That's ambitious, but we can certainly focus on that. I like it. So sleep number 1.
And then scheduling, because I'm I just get scattered so easy, like my mind is all over the place. I really do need to schedule things and sort of have this plan in mind place in first and have it written down so I can look at it and remind myself, oh yeah, I need to do that today, or look at it and say, oh, I already have too much on today. I better not do that if I want to, keep that stuff going. So it's like a scheduling thing. I have to start doing that. But the key to that is maybe not making, well, yeah, you have to make the schedule first, but it's looking at it the night before and assessing the next day before I get to the next day. Because if I'm in that day, I just kind of go, "Please," and it just kind of like
Okay.
fizzes. So I
Okay.
got to do that every night so I'm ready for the next day before the next day hits.
Okay.
And then
I like that. So try to schedule a full month in advance in terms of workouts or meal prep or whatever, but knowing that your nightly review, you'll have to kind of adjust the day to day. I like having the nightly review and as a plan B
yeah,
to adapt or adjust as you go, right?
yeah.
Schedule next day. Schedule. Okay.
The workouts have always been a weakness for me. It
Mhm.
seems if I get in a competition and I'm in competition mode,
Yeah.
I can do it, no problem. I actually think about it, but I need it to become a habit. It's obviously not a habit yet. Because I know if as soon as I fall down in the leaderboard, I'll probably say, oh, well, I won't bother. So, and I don't want to be doing that anymore.
You versus you. Well, like we
Yeah.
kind of said to Al, is like eating the frog. Well, everyone's schedule can be different, but having that 30 minutes in your calendar almost daily and using it for something workout related, so you almost become second nature to have that space, not just the 3-week, but actually committing to a daily block of time, even if you just stretch or
Yeah.
do yoga or whatever, that
Yeah.
that usually helps build the habit, right?
Yeah, and I think for me, it has to be first thing in the morning. I can't give myself time to think about it. Just do it and then be allowed to, if I want to daydream all day, but
Yeah.
don't daydream first thing. And
Okay.
then the other thing was I need to do more cooking / pre-planning, because if I pre-plan what I'm going to make, I will actually make it. Whereas the odds of me having the desire to do something healthy and doing it by the end of the day, because I'm still trying to get this this work stress thing under control, and I'm doing much better, but it's like, oh my God, I can't believe how often I let external things control what's
Mhm.
really important to me. So I mean, this is good for me. This whole journey is really kind of, helping me see, yeah, I have to make time to do that.
Yeah.
And I just hope that within the 90 days that I am cooking / meal prepping, whether that's cooking, bulk cooking or whatever, at least 3 times a week.
I like it. Yeah, so much of our behaviors are ingrained, and we have to really work to rewire things, right? How we respond to external stress, but how we plan in advance. The quote is like, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our habits, and good habits are going to lead to good goals, outcomes, right?
Yeah.
So, do you want to take it a step further and have set days in the calendar when you have these prep windows or pre-planning windows? Is it Sunday,
Well, I
6
know,
p.m., Wednesday?
yeah, I think I actually was thinking about that, and I want it to be Sundays because I'm suffering in the house cleaning department. So I've decided that that's Saturdays and food will be Sundays because I don't like cooking in a mess.
Okay, gotcha.
And my cat turned down my screen, so I'm having difficulty seeing my notes.
Oh, I
So,
heard a purring going on or something. Oh, maybe
um,
recurring or type and talk at the same time. Okay. I
and
like
the
it.
only other thing I wrote down that was different from the last time I did this was try to have everything like within the healthy habits. Try to have those done by 6 p.m. every day. So because time is my currency. And
Yeah.
if I can have my evenings where I can do whatever I want, I know that like that'll drive me to get it done by 6 because I'll
Gotcha.
want to do whatever I want.
And eternal reward or nightly reward, whatever that might be. Watching a TV show, vegging out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So striving to get things done. That forces the procrastination monster from not creeping up either. Okay, excellent. So Monday reports, that's what these are. Just to reflect. So you've got a copy of this already that you've written down, or do you want me to?
I think you better
Summer?
send me that
Okay.
because I can never find anything, but that's going to get better too as this gets better.
Yes. The key is to print it, right? I mean, it's one thing to be digital copy on the laptop, half the things I never open again, but if it's on my desk or nearby, I at least glance over or accidentally see it, and that's enough to prompt or remind me. Okay, so 3, what was the different one? The sleep, right? Okay. Too many pop-ups here. So what is going to help with the sleep to ensure that happens? Is it unplugging for the last hour of the day from work, digital devices?
Yeah, it's practicing everything that will whether I decide to make one of my books or read a book or whatever, but picking something that I want to do that is not work involved, like just releasing that swirly thought, because I think that's what happens. Why I don't sleep enough is my mind's working when I go to bed. So I'm trying to shut it off, trying to find things to shut it off.
I like it. Okay. It's hard to do that, but super critical. Take that stress down and get you in sleep mode. Awesome, Jamie. Thanks for stepping in. I'll send that to you. Very good. We got time for one more if anyone else wants to workshop a little bit. Or we can just talk in general terms about goals and outcomes. All is good. Beth?
I can do one if you want, but if people just want to chat instead, that's okay. Sorry, I just came from the dentist. My face is
Oh,
frozen.
we'll talk. Okay. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
think it would benefit to, still kind of work through it. And if people have their own commentary, they can absolutely step in here. So what would be the outcome by December 23rd-ish?
Well, I've done mine.
Yeah. Okay. So even better.
Well, it's kind of dependent on a couple of things. I want to be able to cross-country ski without pain. Because I'm in the same
Okay.
same boat as Martha's partner.
Okay. Yeah. Al. Yeah.
Al,
Knees?
except mine's hip. And I'm hoping that I'll have the surgery before Christmas, but
Okay.
I'm probably dreaming. I just had the
Mm.
session yesterday where they go through what it's going to be about. So
Mhm. Yeah, so that's somewhat dependent on surgery then, right? Or are you hopeful that you can do it with pre-surgery? Is that kind
well,
of,
I can already ski. It's just
yeah,
that I can't ski as fast as I want to or as long as I want to, and I have to stay
Yeah.
on flatter ground.
okay.
So, but that's what I'm working towards is that I want to be able to get back to where I was. So I'm looking to lose 8 pounds.
Okay.
And so one of the things, one of my initial steps was that I upped my weights in terms of what I was lifting.
Okay. Yes, I like that.
I am struggling though, as I don't like going to a gym, but I don't want to have to buy a whole bunch of weights, like going from 7 to 10 pounds. I'm just in light weights. Overhead was okay, but going from 10
Hmm.
to 15, I'm finding a lot harder to make a 5 pound jump.
Yeah, there's sometimes the 2.5 pound increments, like 12 and a half. Oh, the adjustable ones tend to go in smaller increments, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I might have
yeah,
to invest in a set of the adjustable weights.
potentially, I'm not sure. You might be able to get some that just go up to like 30 and they're not at 300-400 bucks like the other ones are.
Yeah, I did find a set that was like up to 25 to 25,
Okay.
and I think it was about 200.
That
So,
seems about right. I would look at marketplace, like the resale places this time of year.
yeah, yeah.
Someone's
Or
often selling
January.
things. Yeah.
No, I'll do it now.
Yeah, January is it's a seller's market in January.
Yeah, no kidding. So one of the big things for me for process that I just started in September was getting back to planning my meals. I had gotten
Okay.
away from that and was winging it every day. So now it's like the planning. And as of October, now that I'm back home and back from the lake, is to focus on. I think Jamie, you were mentioning, or somebody was mentioning about batch cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So does Sunday work for that, or should we put a different day?
Sunday, I think, sure.
Okay. Batch cooking. Yeah, just ensure it's things you like when they're reheated. That's the key. I mean, I think we've talked about before, like having a bunch of different spices, and even each individual chicken breast you can spice differently and kind of give yourself a bit of variety with meal prep. But
Well, my
everyone's got
thing,
their system.
yeah, I've always been one for batch cooking. Like it's always nice in the winter, right? With soups and stews, it's much easier then because you can get all the veggies and the meat
Sure, yeah.
into one bowl. So, and what else do I have in here? Oh, the consistent minimum 3 times per week strength training.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
so
that
those
here
are for,
already.
yeah, I've been doing that, yeah, for the last month. I kind of fell apart there in August a bit. Uh, so I
Mhm.
think that's it.
So
Yeah, the consistent 3 times, and then trying to stick to cap 6 out of 7 days.
yeah, I'll put that here because that's always the top of the pyramid,
Yeah.
buddy. Okay. Days per week. Excellent. And the batch cooking and pre-planning should certainly help support that.
Hmm.
Good.
And I also have to say that being part of the challenge helps too. I'm not a real competitive person.
Yeah.
Um, Ergo why I do sports that are not team. But uh I do find that, especially now that you've got the charity challenge, I find that very motivating. So
Yeah, that's
that's been
good.
good.
That's good feedback. I know some people just aren't, wired to be in competition with others, but the team aspect is sort of our plan B for that type personality. And yeah, I
Hmm.
find the points just you versus you at the end of the day. I'm more compliant to my plan too, and I have the points to achieve and strive for. So
Hmm.
there's definitely some effect to that for sure. like
So
it.
I don't know if you have any additional thoughts on this, Mitch. Like, this is what I'd prepared after watching a recording the last time it was done. And
Mhm.
so I don't know if I'm on track here. Like, one thing that I found is that even though I'm been sticking to the program, I haven't been seeing much movement on the scale. So I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
measuring right or.
some of it's private information between the two of us, but yeah, in your weight number, we focus less on seeing it drop week after week because it won't, but we still want to see some sort of progress. So the fact that you've been back at it for, in September at least, better part of September. Well, I'll look at the numbers after this and see if we can
Mhm.
make some adjustments, but I'm pretty confident if you follow this system, get your cap dialed in 6 out of 7 days a week, 80%, then you might not lose a full pound per week, but we should get close to 8 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be happy with 5.
Yeah, I think
But that
that's
was I'm
cool.
the same as Al. Like, my whole reason for joining
Mm,
CalFit was because of, deciding to go ahead with the hip surgery and knowing that being stronger and lighter
recovery.
will really make a difference with recovery and the
Yeah.
surgery itself. So apparently that's a motivation for a few of us.
Yeah, no question. And that's a balancing act because you can lose weight fast, but you can get weaker in the process and actually compromise your ability to recover from surgery like that. So the goal here is to preserve that bone density and that strength. And I'll give you some hip work we can do again. I just came out with a new document that talks about hip mobility that might help in the short term. It's going to be a band-aid, but till the surgery happens. But yeah, don't lose sight of the fact it's as much about getting stronger as it is dropping weight. So I think we've got a good balance here. This key, trying to increase your weights, is going to be a big piece to that puzzle. And then, sorry, we forgot to fill these out. So just before we go, 24 hours, what's the first lever to pull? And then within the next 72 hours, is it that Sunday
Uh,
cook off? Is it
Well, it's 72 hours. I actually have a couple of chicken carcasses. I'm going to start making broth this afternoon and chicken
okay?
soup.
Okay.
And the 24-hour to do, I don't know, I guess I'll go back on the marketplace and look for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
adjustable weights.
I like it. Especially if you're getting to the end of a time set, 30 seconds, and you have 5+ reps in you, that's a good rule of thumb to at least either slow down the rep speed or up the reps. But ideally it's up the weight, right? That's probably
Mm-hmm.
the most proven method of seeing some progress.
Thanks.
Okay, awesome. All right, Beth, very good. I will shoot this over to you. Otherwise, thanks for jumping in, guys. Hopefully everyone that, even if you didn't workshop this, I would encourage you to use this link. And it should be edible on page 18, and just print and have a copy for yourself, but also share with me. It's valuable to map this stuff out every once in a while, and it works out quite well right now for 90 days. Alrighty. Going once,
Have a
going
great
twice.
week, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a good one,
everybody.
guys. Bundle
Take
up.
care.